Okay, yep. That's not the first slide. There you go. So when Richard and Ivor talk about Bettakultcha, they talk about that you must talk about something you're passionate about. For me, that's coffee. So I'm a bit of a coffee geek. Some people would say it's a bit of an obsession for me. You know you're a coffee geek when the only festival you're going to is the London Coffee Festival, which I went to in April of this year. It's a 3-day event. It's filled with... It's not that funny. It's, it's filled with all sorts of coffee exhibits. I've got this app on my phone, London's Best Coffee. I spend forever walking to the next coffee shop, to the dismay of my friends and family who see what they think are perfectly reasonable coffee shops that we have to walk past. It's one of my prized possessions. My wife bought me this for my birthday. It means you can pour your water with more control than if you just use a normal kettle. So this is my pouring kettle. I went to the UK Barista Championships as a spectator. This guy John Gordon, bit of a hero. He's the UK Barista Champion, and in fact, just recently he represented us in the World Barista Championships in Australia. You could have seen that online. And I get into trouble for taking my kitchen scales on holiday to weigh my beans, but you must take them with you. So, a few facts about coffee. I didn't do these slides, as you can probably tell. A couple of interesting facts about coffee. So, it started off, it was first discovered in Ethiopia. The myth or the legend is that there was a shepherd. He noticed goats were eating this plant, and they became very lively, and decided that that would be a good idea for them to eat it. Most coffee is grown. Most coffee is grown in that around the equator, Africa, and some really great coffees come out of Central and Southern America. In the kind of 17th century, it was a huge business in London. They used to call them the penny universities. You'd pay a penny for a coffee, and that's where you'd learn. And in fact, lots of businesses like Lloyd's of London started in the coffee houses of London. And in fact, the coffee bean is not a bean at all. It's a seed. It's the seed of this cherry, and you take off the tells you here, you take off the, strip it back, strip the cherry back, you get this green bean that then you roast and roast it to whatever roast that you want. And it's the most traded, second most traded commodity in the world, coffee. So I thought I'd just finish off with a few instructions about how to make good coffee at home. Now, a lot of people think it's very expensive. It's not. You know, I have an espresso machine at home, but making espresso at home is really difficult. The best way to make it is by brewing it. You need one thing. You need great beans to start off with. You need to know. It needs to be whole beans. They need to be fresh. You need to know when they were roasted. It's always good if there's a stamp of the date of when it was roasted on there. You've all got scales, obviously, and you'll take them on holiday. You need a grinder as well, and again, grinders, you can pay hundreds of pounds for grinders, but a simple hand grinder like this, maybe 20, 30 pounds, but you need to grind your own beans. That's if you take one message away, it's grind your own beans. Then you need something to brew them in, and I have all of these and more. Just a simple French press, or this odd thing here, which is called an AeroPress. So, weigh your beans. That's why you've got your scales. Weigh the beans, 60 grams per litre. Grind them. That's my vintage grinder at home. Grind them so that you have the right grind size for your brew method. I took these photos when I was making my coffee on Sunday, actually. So rinse the filter, rinse the cup, warm it up. Water, just off boiling, maybe 95 to 98 degrees. Weigh your water, see how much you've got to make sure you get the right brew to coffee to water ratio. Pour it into the, allow the coffee to bloom, maybe 100 grams of water to and bring out the flavours. And then pour the rest of the water in, and what you end up with is a great cup of coffee. Thank you very much.